Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking about theme park unpopular opinions. I think I've been to a decent amount of theme parks. I've been to 11. Not all the theme parks are going to be included on here, mainly the big ones. But today I'm just going to be talking about unpopular opinions that some people might not agree with, and I feel like I'm sometimes alone in it. So let's get started. Number 20. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is meh. I wrote this in 2012 and maybe 2013 and 2017. I remember my first ride in 2012 being a lot better than the 2017 one. I mean, it's not a bad ride. I'll ride it if someone made me do it. But it's just, I would rather go on the Hulk. And even, I love the Hulk. That's like one of my favorite roller coasters I've ever been on. And it's just like the main thing is that it's just, I've heard there's like 5 trim brakes or something. I don't remember them, but like I know it's for the safety. I know, but I wish they could have found a way without all those trim brakes. So yeah. Number 19, Rainforest Cafe is bleh at Walt Disney World. I really want to like this restaurant. I really do. There's 3 things that I like about it. The theme, immersion, and the store. But the food is not good. Some people might not say this, but I consider it a tourist trap. Here's why. It's because they immerse you into this beautiful environment, and then the food is just not good. I mean, it's not the worst food I've ever tried, but it's just like, it's not quality. And some people will give it the excuse that like, oh, it's not supposed to be about the food. Well, Rainforest Cafe, that's in the name. Like, it's just like, remember the name. But maybe I could, because I'm going back to Disney World. Well, I might if this virus cooperates. We're planning to go to Disney World again in October, and maybe I might try to go back there and see if anything changed, but I'm not sure, because I've been there on 2, maybe 3, but I remember 2 separate occasions. So yeah. Number 18. I didn't mind Jack Sparrow being in the ride at Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World. There are some classic Disney fans out there that will say, leave the ride the way it is from like the 60s. Now, I actually like Jack Sparrow being in the ride. I was already, by the time I went to Disney World the first time, it was already there, or he was already there. But I really like that character. It kind of did get used. I mean, it was weird getting used to, like, the dialogue being changed between the pirates, and like, we gotta find Jack Sparrow, and like, I'm like, well, I got used to it, but I do hate the redhead change. I really do hate that. And I also hate, well, I don't hate it as much, but I don't really care for like the projection of Davy Jones and Blackbeard with this waterfall projection. I just didn't care for that. But Pirates of the Caribbean, at least it's not like Splash Mountain where it's going to be gone entirely with Splash Mountain, but I don't know. But number 17, Batman clones don't bother me. This is mainly at Six Flags. Now, the reason, because I went to Six Flags St. Louis in 2017. No, I went in 2020, September 2020. And it was better than I remember, or I remember it wasn't that great the first time I went, but I think the reason people don't really like Six Flags St. Louis that much is because it's not good compared to the other parks. But I went on a day when literally no one was there. There was a pandemic, it was rainy, and I would think that if we went on a Saturday, and there's no one there, so. But Batman clones, they're still enjoyable rides. They're actually pretty intense for like its small footprint. I think it's just that people crap on them because they're in every Six Flags park, so I don't think that's fair. Number 16, Fire in the Hole needs help at Silver Dollar City. Now, I might get the reason there. I think people don't realize there's a difference between nostalgic and outdated. This is outdated. I mean, I don't hate the ride. I actually ride it every time because I don't know when it's going to be gone. Well, I don't think it's going to be. No, it's not removed this year, but because I've heard people say for a long time on forums that Fire in the Hole will be removed. Like 10 years, I've heard. And it's still there. I think the reason Solar City is keeping it there is because it's the classic attraction that most people grew up with in generations. But I think they need to do something. I don't think they should remove it entirely because there's barely any room to work with. But I think they should really retrack it somewhat and maybe update some of the effects because it's not aging that well. Some people will deny it, but I think I go on it. I don't hate it, but it needs help, and I just had to put it that way. But this one's gonna give me a lot of crap. Is the Sodor City train is overrated? Now I feel bad saying this because I met Sir Willow, a really cool YouTuber about theme parks and stuff like that, at Sodor City, and I didn't even know I would see him. And he gave me a Sir Willow pen, and he's a really nice dude. But the thing is, I respect him doing the train because that must be a pretty difficult job. It'd probably be fun too, but like, I just never go on it. I don't hate it. It's like, if you made me do it, I would. But I always just go on, like, Time Travel or Wildfire and stuff like that. And, like, thrill rides, I think Solar City, that's what I mainly go for. But there's a couple other things. But, number 14, I don't watch parades at Walt Disney World. Why is the cursor? No, that's not the cursor. Okay. Here's why I don't watch parades. Number one, I don't want to say this, but I think they're kind of boring. Two, the reason I don't watch them is because that's my prime ride time. When everyone's like in this photo, with everyone going around in that parade route, that's my prime ride time to ride stuff that I normally is a long way. It's like Space Mountain. Well, Space Mountain I'm going to mention later. But I would rather go and ride a ride or something. I think parades are, I don't know. Number 13, Star Tours sucks, in my opinion, at Walt Disney World. I do not like Star Tours. I love Star Wars, but Disney kind of screwed it up a little bit, but Star Tours, I've done multiple attempts at Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World Hollywood Studios. It just doesn't do anything for me. There might be a pattern here because I don't like screen attractions almost at all. I do like Forbidden Journey. I'll talk about that later. But Star Tours, I do not like. It's just something about it makes me really nauseous. So, number 12, It's a Small World is done at Walt Disney World. This might be a Disneyland photo, but I couldn't find anything else. I'm surprised with Disney replacing a bunch of stuff, I'm surprised they haven't replaced this yet. Like, it takes a big amount of the park, mainly at Magic Kingdom. And I would not be sad about this change at all if they just removed the whole thing. I would think it would actually be a potential good area, because I know It's a Small World has that nostalgic factor, and it's a classic Disney attraction, but I just think there's not really a point to it anymore. Like, there's so many other good attractions, like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, well, that one's been around for a while, but there's more things like that, or there's better things than that, and I just don't understand why it's there. But, I don't know. This one is kind of not really an unpopular opinion anymore, but what else am I going to talk about this? Number 11, Space Mountain is overrated at Walt Disney World. Now, this is the case at Walt Disney World. Disneyland is different. Well, I haven't been to Disneyland's Space Mountain. But I did go to Disneyland Paris' Space Mountain. That's so much better. This one, like, I'll go to it. I mean, I'll do it every time I go to Disney World, but it's one of those things where, like, there's a big cult following to it, and I think it's just, the trains or the seats are kind of uncomfortable. They're not terrible. I've actually had way worse restraints. But, like, it's just, I would rather ride something else. But I would ride Space Mountain every time someone else wants to do it. But number 10, Ninja is overhated at Six Flags St. Louis. People always trash this roller coaster. Well, I'm not going to say it's a good coaster. It's not that terrible. I had 2 rides on it, and there was literally no line. Like, no one even likes it. Like, it's just, like, really, like, I know the roughest part was actually the loops. That's what was the roughest part, but even that wasn't that bad. But even though it's not that good of a coaster, it's not as bad, in my opinion, not as bad as people say it is. Number 9, Escape from Gringots is not good at Universal Studios Orlando. Like, I'm in the league where I like Forbidden Journey so much better. I think the main reason why I don't like Escape from Gringotts is because they over rely on screen and like screen attractions, and I think Forbidden Journey had a good amount of actual effects like Dementors and the fire-breathing dragon. But this has barely any practical effects. I think it's just screen the majority of the time. And I don't really like screen attractions other than Forbidden Journey. But, I don't know. But I don't really care for this. Number 8, I don't care about Disney pins. I have a couple, but I just don't get the hype of them. I don't understand why people want, like, 50 of them on a vest. Like, I only have, like, 9. I mean, I like pins. Well, I don't hate pins. It's just, if you gave me a free pin, that's, like, nice, but I don't know what the hype is so much, but I don't know. I feel like that's going to get a lot of disagreements. Number 7, Animal Kingdom is better than Epcot, for right now. Animal Kingdom, I think, is very underrated. Even though when it's 90 degrees outside, like Florida summertime, it's so horrible with the humidity. But I think it's a really underrated park, and I think it really needs a lot more attention. They have Dinosaur, they have Expedition Everest, they have Kilimanjaro Safaris, they have a lot of good ones. I forgot how great Animal Kingdom was, because I didn't really care for Animal Kingdom the first time I went to it, but I went in 2019, and I loved it, and yeah, it's just one of those ones that I think is very underrated. But, number 6, Outlaw Run is overrated. Now, that's Outdoor City. Now, the majority of people really love Outlaw Run. Well, I'm not going to say it's a bad coaster. It used to be really good. My main problem with it is it's really rough. It's really rough. Like, I had to take an Advil after I got off. I only rode it once. The last time I rode it was in December of 2020. And I'm just like, why is it so rough? Well, people say it's a wooden coaster. It's not even that old. It's like 7 years, almost 8 years old. It's not even that old of a coaster in coaster standards. But I just think it's just rough now, and I don't really like the restraints. Like the ones where it attaches to your legs. I hate that. But I'm not going to say it's a bad coaster by any means. It's just really rough, and I wish they could smooth it out a little bit. Um, Number 5, the boss sucks at Six Flags St. Louis. Now, it might not be the reason why. It might not be the reason what you think, because I think the boss is a worse coaster than Ninja. Not a lot of people say that. I have seen, but the boss. I think one thing I will give it credit for is it's a lot more unique. It's the design. It's longer. Well, that's a bad thing actually, because it's so rough. It's worst big coaster I've ever been on. I said it. I think it's the most, and I literally saw the whole like frame of the coaster swaying, like when the cars were going by, like the roller coaster was swaying, and I wish I could have recorded it, but I think this is really good for the RMZ treatment. They need it, and I think that would really improve Six Flags St. Louis if they had an RMC like that. And I don't really think Six Flags cares about this part, to be honest. They really haven't added anything in a long time. But I think the boss, RMCing the boss would be amazing. This one's quick. Number 4, I don't like funnel cakes. Blasphemy, I know. I just don't. They're too sugary, they're too bready. But I know Silver City makes really good ones, but I just, Number 3, I like Islands of Adventure better than Universal. Now, the reason I like Islands of Adventure better than Universal is because I think Islands of Adventure has the Hulk. It has, personally I think it's a better Harry Potter section at Islands of Adventure than Universal. I mean, I really love both of them. Well, I don't know about Gringots, but, like, Islands of Adventure's Harry Potter is really good, and I like the Forbidden Journey attraction better. And I just really like the idea of Islands of Adventure more. But I love Universal too. But I love Islands of Adventure. I think it's better. Number 2, I don't care about movie-themed lands, at least for right now. If this might change if I get to go to Disney World in October I really want to go to Galaxy's Edge. And, oh yeah, there's 2 exceptions to this. 1, Harry Potter, and 2, Star Wars. But, like, Avatar, I don't really care for it. And I think it's just, like, maybe it'll change it. Maybe I could somehow get a ride on one of these Avatar attractions at Animal Kingdom. But, yeah. This one I don't see almost anyone saying is number 1, Soarin' sucks. It's the new version sucks. I would rather have it back to the old version. But here's a couple reasons why I don't like it. 1, you have to sit in the dead center in order for it to work. 2, if you don't, you'll see a freaking curved screen. And 3, the film is not as good, and the CGI is obviously really bad, and I think I wish they could switch back to the old version, man. I think they did, like, once for, like, one day, and then they switched back. That would be so amazing if they could make, like, a new film. But anyways, that's my unpopular opinions. Tell me if you agree or disagree, and we can have our chats. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.